and sisters. I'm so grateful to be here, to have lived this long, to have seen these beautiful young women create Black Women United, and to be here among all of you who are so beautiful. I've been crying for the last 2 days, filled up with joy and filled up with energy, knowing that when I pass out of this life, you keeping it moving, and that's what I appreciate. Somebody asked me, what was the hardest thing about life in America? To be Black, to be poor, or to be a woman? I thought this person had never been hungry, you know? But I can't divide myself accordingly. I can't divide myself from you, my sisters. The first thing we have to come to grips with, though, is that we as Black women are the poorest of the poor in the world. We are the poorest of the poor in America. No matter Oprah, Beyonce, or other exceptions, and this does not include Condoleezza or anyone else like her who's crossed over to serve our oppressor. This does not exclude the plight of other women or of Black men, but this is about Black women today. This is about Black women. In America, we have the lowest income. Though we are half of the Black workforce, we are the majority of the workers who live in poverty. Black women earn 70 cents on the dollar of white women. We have the highest breast cancer death rate, the highest cervical cancer death rate, the highest maternal mortality rate. We birth children with the highest infant mortality rate. We have the highest number of girls in the school to prison pipeline, and we are the highest number of women incarcerated in America. Now, change should have come. But those of us who have been able to swim in this murky social darkness water, some of us want to talk about our successes. We're defining success as our having a good job in Master's house. We want to be corporate bankers and corporate leaders. We want to be police captains. We want to have 1 million government bureaucratic jobs. We are entertainers. But we who think we have made it don't want to think about Shaniqua in them. But we are Shaniqua in them. We are Shaniqua and them struggling to stay alive and take care of their children alone. We are the sisters in the joint. We are the sisters on the street sleeping and hustling. We are the sisters trying to make a minimum wage check pay the rent. We are the sisters fronting and stunting, some of us, looking good, trying to stay alive if we miss one paycheck. We are the jobless sisters who start our own business. But with all of our survival skills, we have to recognize that we Black women remain at the bottom of life in America. It's time for us to put on our Harriet Tubman hat. That's right. It's time for us to put on our Sojourner Truth hat, our Ida B. Wells Barnett hat, our Mary McLeod Bethune hat, our Rosa Parks hat, and our Fannie Lou Hamer hat. It's time to take the lead. It's time for our self-determination because nobody's coming to get us. Our men are locked up, and our whole people around the world and in this country are struggling. We can use our own weight and our own resourcefulness. We have come through. We have shown our resilience. We have the power to do this. We survived the lash and the field and the rapes of 250 years of enslavement. We overcame lynchings and brutality of Jim Crow and cleaned houses, cooked food for other people, bore children, and took care of everybody else's children, and fiercely sang our songs, Bessie and Ella and Billy. We held strong even as our own children were spat upon trying to enforce the Brown decision. Little 6-year-old Ruby Bridges' mother saying, "Don't be afraid, Ruby." We were the majority, let it be known, who took the hose and marched and forced through the 1964 Civil Rights Act. We Black women were the majority who, like our Queen Fannie Lou Hamer, was sick and tired of being sick and tired, marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday and secured the 1965 Voting Rights Act. We have been the soldiers and the generals in the fight for Black liberation, Angela and Asada and Erica. We are warring still, and we are still standing. But it's time to stand together, sisters. It's time to seize the time for big change, and I would encourage revolutionary change because nobody is coming to get us. But we don't need anybody but each other. We need the power of our legendary love that black woman love power that has brought us through. And we need our resourcefulness that fed our children when it wasn't any food, that stood up to white men and black men too when they acted toward us like white men. And we flipped a dime into a dollar. And we need a movement for us, black women, united for ourselves and our sisters here and throughout the diaspora. Let this be the beginning of a new day when we unapologetically black women seize the reins of power and control our destinies. A new day when we reach out to each other until we lift all of us up, because we already hold up half the sky. Well, let us lift each other up until all our sisters have what we need and what we want. Until all our sisters are free at last. Black women, unite!
Elaine, proud, y'all! I can't, Elaine, come here. Can we please give her another round of applause? This is a legend right here. And I had dinner with her last night, and she don't take no, she don't play. That's why I like you. She said, girl, you cray-cray. Okay?
I want to say one more thing about these young sisters that started this moment and this movement, because they're not going to get away from me. You know, we've been generals, some of us, but I'm ready to be a soldier in the army, and this is my captain.
I'm the captain. Does that mean I get a check? All right. So just a couple announcements.